Peace, love, wholeness, divine love chosen. Welcome back to the channel. If you're seeing this, that means this message is for you. So go ahead and receive it as it resonates. If it don't, just let it fly and keep it pushing. That means it's not for you, so don't force it to be, okay? Just period. I hope y'all are doing well and taking care of yourselves, okay? Doing the best you can for you and yours in the here and now. Embracing the ebbs and the flows of your life. Gratitude. We're going to get a message from the ancestors, see what needs to be illuminated at this time. Gratitude. Ooh. We got Mama Oya coming out first. Okay. She said, I ain't playing with y'all motherfuckers. Okay. We're back in my sacred space. I tried to move the desk around to a few places, but this is where I like it and enjoy it the most, okay? Gratitude. Get to look right outside my window. Gratitude. Yeah. Gratitude, Oya. Okay. I am glad to be back on here giving y'all these in-depth readings, okay? We got pride. And we also got loneliness coming out, but in reverse, all right? Gratitude. Divine love chosen. I'm picking up on the energy of, like, there could be people in your energy who feel like, intimidated by your pride, right? I feel like for my divine love chosen beings, y'all have a healthy pride. Y'all have that deeper understanding that, a deep love within yourself, and that you see yourself in literally anybody and everybody. You're not moving through the egomaniac lens of, like, heavily focused on differences, heavily focused on trauma, heavily focused on resentment towards humanity and towards other people. You have that deeper understanding and that deep love for your people, right? Seeing yourself in everybody. And there could be people in the energy who feel intimidated by your pride, right? By your confidence, okay? And with Oya here, Oya saying, like, yeah, because I have been picking this up too. Like, we're going to pull some channel messages, but you have this deep sense of self and this deep sense of confidence that you're not lonely, right? And even when you are alone, those are some of your best times for you, right? You love your lonesome, right? Your ancestors, your guides are always with you, right? And Oya, nature, So you're not lonely, right? You're not desperate for friends. You're not desperate for a relationship, right? You're not in that energy. Let's get some of these channel messages and see what's going on, Spirit, okay? Yeah, we got some feminine rage here. Mama Oya here. Let's see. Okay, there could be people in the energy searching high and low to emulate your energy or to replace your energy, emulate your energy. We got Pisces energy here. Okay. This is giving Pisces masculine. We got Leo family members. Okay. This could be past family members, karmic family members. Okay, you're in this energy where you're floating in divine timing. All right. And also, you're also in this energy where you're not allowing these past family members to affect your future family members as well, or your present family members, or people you align with these placements. That 555, as I say that, exactly, making those changes, floating in divine timing, and forgiving yourself and forgiving others from your past, so that way they're not really a factor in they're not really affecting how you manifest and perceive the people of your present and of your future that you are aligning with and calling into your life. Okay, it could be family members, since it says family, but it can also be friends as well. Yeah, the fourth house could be illuminated, like I said, roots, home, family. Okay. Yeah, separatism rooted in colorism, right? Not just anti-black. Okay, this has been heavily in the energy projected towards you. Okay, and there could be people in the energy trying to shadow ban your socials. And Spirit says you're going to keep floating how you are meant to float. And you're going to keep showing up how you are meant to show up. Okay? And you're going to keep confusing the enemy. All right? Capricorn energy. Okay, this could also just be energy of, like, you know, folks hating on how you do show up, how you are called to show up. Right? If the divine love chosen was lying, they wouldn't still be holding on to your energy. Just period. If they was lying, they wouldn't still be holding. If you was lying, divine love chosen, you wouldn't still. They wouldn't still be holding on to you. Okay. So there's a couple things that's illuminated here in this energy in the here and now. Okay. So we got Pisces placements, we got Leo placements, and Capricorn placements heavily illuminated in the energy. Receive it as it resonates. If it don't, just let it fly and keep it pushing. Okay. But some of these energies, they could, like I said in the beginning, they could be rooted in these separatism illusions, right? Searching high and low to emulate your energy. Okay. And I feel like they could be in this energy projecting some sort of loneliness onto you, or wanting you to feel alone and shit like that, because they can't handle, or they can't be in that energy as resilient as you are when it comes to your lonesome, right? These are energies that feel like they need validation from other people. They need to be in crowds of people that they don't really fuck with for real, or that they don't really get along with for real, just to feel seen, just to feel validated, just to feel loved, right? And you don't need that, right? And I feel like there could be some projections of people who feel like they have some sort of control over what you manifest into your life, or how you be in your life, and they just don't, right? These past energies, they just don't. You don't give a fuck, okay? And that's why they're mad. All right. And I feel like also I've been picking up on the energy heavily, like you have such a deep love for yourself, divine love chosen, that you being in your lonesome, or you not having a group of friends behind you at this very moment, is very intentional, right? is very intentional because you come from such a karmic past, right? So you're not in this desperate energy keeping people around just for, just to say you have people on your side, or keeping people in your life who aren't good to you or who aren't loving towards you and honest with you, just to say you have people in your corner. You don't need those people because you have a deeper connection and deeper relationship with your ancestors and with your guides. You have a deeper purpose, and you know that in order to um, really receive, your life's abundance in alignment with your purpose, that you are only desiring to nourish genuine relationship in your life. Okay, and you could be very family oriented as well. So you're focused on your family, right? And any friends that you do manifest in your life, they have to be genuine. You're willing to, and not only that, it's just like you are a very sociable person. So you align with people. You step out the doors, and you're aligning with people, right? You're able to communicate with people, wherever you go, right? You're able to align with people that you're meant to align with. And the thing is, you're choosing to align with people that you're meant to align with. If you're meant to learn lessons, especially karmic lessons, because of your karmic past and your karmic family, then that's what you're going to do, and you're going to move forward, and you're going to choose to honor your lonesome if that's what you need to do. If the relationship isn't genuine, right? If the relationship isn't rooted in genuine love, if it's rooted in anything karmic, you're going to learn those lessons and you're going to move forward, right? If you're unable to heal and grow and openly communicate with, the people that you're aligning with, or friends that you may align with, you're going to move forward, period, right? And I feel like there could be a lot of projections onto you because you don't hold on to people, like a lot of people do, for egotistical reasons or clout, or, trying to level up in some egotistical way. You don't hold on to people in that regard, right? So what they try to do is project that you have some sort of superiority complex because of the color of your skin tone, because of colorism, or because of you're able to prioritize yourself instead of holding on to people just for superficial reasons, or holding on to people for egotistical reasons. You have a deep love within yourself, and so people who are intimidated by your confidence, and people who are triggered into inferiority, and into their insecurities and inferiority complexes, because of past trauma, they project onto you that you have this sort of superiority complex just because you value yourself. You value your time, and you value other genuine, honest, open people that you can nourish real relationship with. Not superficial relationship with, not clout hungry relationships, honest, genuine relationships and friendships. So Oya is here saying, don't even take that on, right? If people feel like you think you better than them, yeah, okay. Yeah, I am better than you. How about that? Okay? You're not in it just because you have a deeper level of understanding, and you have and you hold an immense amount of grace and kindness, doesn't mean that you can't be a mean bitch. Because you sure can. Okay, period. And so, um, having that understanding, Oya said saying she ain't finna let you take on those projections. Because anybody who knows you in real life knows that you don't even exude from those energies of superiority or inferiority. Anybody that knows you for real knows that you don't tolerate that bullying, hateful, egotistical ass energy. Regardless of who it is. Or even that violent ass energy. Because then when you get violent, then yeah, all those projections is gonna start coming through, but your ancestors don't give a fuck. Peace and love this way, or keep it the fuck pushing. Period. Period. Okay? And anybody who knows you, who has projected these frequencies onto you, Divine Love Chosen, is because your confidence, your inner self-love and your confidence makes them feel inferior. So they think that you feel like you sit on some sort of high horse because of the color of your skin tone. But you don't even exude or vibrate from those frequencies because you see through all of those illusions. And you love yourself so much, you have transcended those mindsets, and you love yourself so much that you don't even want people around you who exude from those levels anymore. You don't give a fuck. You're very intentional about the people that you have in your space, in your energy, in your life. And when you align with your deeper melanated friend, and when you align with your white girlfriend, you're very intentional about doing so. In every other race, right? But I just said those two just because, the war. Okay? The war of humanity, all right? The racial war. When you align with who you're meant to align with, to have in your life, you're so intentional that they're not going to be exuding from those frequencies. You're not going to be exuding from those egotistical frequencies of superiority and inferiority. And if anybody is in that energy projecting those frequencies onto you, yes, you can hold empathy, and yes, you can hold space for, your genuine people's experiences. But we have to be able to communicate openly and honestly about the issue, what's triggering you, what's making you feel this way, etc., etc. And if we can't have those deeper, honest conversations, then it's not able to be nourished in a productive way. And you have that deeper understanding. Because ain't nobody perfect. You have that deep understanding. Ain't nobody perfect. And not everybody is going to think like you. But there are people out there who have the capacity of understanding, communication, and comprehension. Honestly, from an honest space. Okay? So anybody that you've had to release, you know, in the past, who were consistent and persistent on holding on to their ill will and holding on to their hatred and holding on to those mindsets of projecting that ill will onto you and misperceiving you and misunderstanding you consistently and persistently, you've realized that your time was up with them. Just period. Gratitude. And so these people are searching high and low to emulate your energy. Searching high and low to find your energy in other people. That's not how we work. That's not how we go. Okay, so Spirit wants you to remind you to forgive yourself and to forgive others for their, you know, misperceptions or misunderstandings, and even their hateful, resentful energy. You know, holding on to the traumas and holding on to the hateful, resentful energy. So feeling like, oh, you know, and then turn around trying to play the trauma Olympics and who suffered more, who has suffered more in life, and oh, if I suffered more, then I sit on this hierarchy, and oh, you must feel inferior because of the way you look. And if you feel confident within yourself, that must mean that you have a superiority complex. No. There's a clear difference from somebody exuding and moving in egomania and somebody who's rooted in moving in deeper understanding and divine love and for all of their humanity. There's a deep difference. And if you was lying, and if you was lying and you was so abusive and you was so this and you was so that, then they wouldn't still be holding on to your energy. Right? They want to project a whole bunch of doubt because you inspire them so much. You inspire them to a deeper love. And they want to project doubt and fear into your energy, and they want you to really believe those things about yourself. But you don't, because again, you have that deeper understanding. You're not moved by your ego. You're not. You're just not. Gratitude. Spirit is in this energy really proud of their baby for how much you've grown. Okay? Gratitude. How much you've grown in love and understanding. And Spirit wants to let you know, oh yes, here letting you know, like, I know the world is exhausting, right? All of these opposing frequencies, right? These resistant frequencies towards love. And I know the world is exhausting to, you know, deeply loving and deeply understanding and just exuding from those frequencies. But trust the timing of your life. Trust in your divine timing. There's no rush. This is your life. And they're so proud of you for not holding on to the shame projections that folks want you to carry for them. And they're so proud of you for being just your resilience and keeping going. Okay? They said, I ain't finna let my baby be down for too long. Period. Okay? And when she is down, it's divine rest. Best believe. Okay? You have embraced your grievances So much so in your life that, again, the guarantee of the ease, the peace in your life through the ebbs is present. Gratitude. Emotional energy for my divine love chosen. Ooh, confidence. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it encourages you to take action knowing you can overcome any obstacle. Yeah, yeah. Trusting yourself and trusting your own abilities, right? And um, there could be people stuck on you trying to search high and low to emulate your energy, running into dead ends, okay? Panicking, panicked, because they have too much pride. On the other hand, they have too much pride to appreciate you and exude loving energy towards you. Yeah, because of resentment, right? Resentment is keeping, folks exhausted behind you, right behind your energy. It's putting folks in this exhausted energy, and not just oh, I've been doing a lot lately and I'm tired and I'm exhausted and I'm nesting and I'm exhausted type of energy. The kind of exhaustion that comes from being in that hateful energy and being surrounded by that toxic karmic energy. And for a lot of us divine love chosens who have escaped um, and alchemize our reality, by no choice of our own, but by divine guidance, where we've had to distance ourselves from karmic family and distance ourselves from these repetitive, hateful cycles that our karmic family like to stay stuck in. This resentment, greed, rage, um, and suppression. It's like you understood a long time ago how exhausting that was, right? So the exhaustion from my divine love chosen that y'all feel in the here and now is because of the frequencies of the world, and also because it's divine rest to release that resentment. Okay, but these people in that energy, they're in this energy, resentful energy, and projecting those frequencies that I just illuminated onto you because of their resentment, because of their resentment of their trauma, because they feel like because they've had a rough past, and um, based off of the color of their melanin, then you should also experience that as well. And you have experienced that through, the people that you love, through your karmic family members, through karmic friendships. You have experienced that, those projections and those frequencies. But also they feel like you should be accepting of that energy, and you should tolerate that energy and those projections because they see you and immediately believe that you are deserving of that kind of mistreatment because of the resentment that they hold on to, right? Those egotistical folks who still live on the surface of hierarchy and resentment and revenge, and just in this very egotistical energy that you don't got time for, because you love your people and you have faith in, aligning with genuinely loving and understanding individuals. okay, that look nothing like you, right? Having a deep enough love and understanding for your humanity that you can align with anybody, um, and find deeper love and understanding for those individuals, regardless of where they come from, regardless of their past, and regardless of what they've been through. You have that deep level of faith and love within. But yeah, these people, they resent your confidence. And to that, you say, to that, your ancestors say, and to that, you say, okay, cool. You can learn the lesson and keep it the fuck pushing. Period. Because you're not about to overexhaust yourself, or you're not about to be in this energy where they want you to feel inferior, right? They want you to lack confidence, and they want you to feel inferior in order to feel better about themselves. Period. White, black, whoever. Okay? Period. And then they got helplessness. They feel helpless. They feel like they're in this helplessness energy, trying to go above and beyond, trying to, interfere in your social status, right? Your social media status. They feel helpless because your drive and your purpose and your confidence isn't rooted in, the game that they're playing, the propaganda that they're playing along with. And if you was lying, they still wouldn't be holding on to you, so they feel helpless in that sense. What they got to do is transcend that pride. Okay? Just period. They got to transcend that pride. Just period. To receive the breakthrough. They're perplexed. And they got to transcend that unhealthy pride and resentment. Let's get a few messages and then we're going to end this reading out. Okay. And then I'm going to go eat my sandwich. Wash my shell. And chill. Okay. Yeah, 9 of Coins and Page of Wands. Okay. Again, this is giving me energies of like immature energies. You're in this 9 of Coins energy, very confident, very, self-sufficient. Okay. Just because you are self-sufficient, just because you hold a lot of wisdom, that doesn't mean you have to be, right? But you're in this energy of, like I said, being intentional about what you and who you and where you manifest in your life. Okay, learning the lessons you're meant to learn, learning the karmic lessons, receiving your dharma as well. But this is also giving me, the immature energies, searching high and low to emulate your energy or replace your energy instead of supporting you, instead of showing you love, instead of pouring that energy into you the ways in which the divine has been guiding them to, so that they can come up out of this and alchemize and also heal with you these emotional wounds and immaturity. And then on top of that, it's like, here's my thing. Just because you have this deeper level of understanding, I'm not saying that your rage and your anger is immature. No. But holding on to the resentment and holding on to the victimhood mindsets and holding on to what was and holding on to that creates those blockages in your reality. Period. Because you feel like, you're entitled to the hate. You're entitled to revenge. You're entitled to resentment. Right? That creates those spiritual blockages. Honor your rage. Period. Alchemize your rage. Honor your rage. That don't mean you're in this all love and light energy, but what it means is that the resentment and the karmic energies have no control over your life, because you embody and you live in the energy of love first and foremost, and understanding where in truth, right, where you can see right through the frequencies and the projections that that these systems that we're under is constantly projecting in the outer world. These strict cults and these strict cultures and these strict systems is projecting in the outer world. Putting us in a place, further away from divine, deeper understanding for each other and divine love. Relearning unconditionally loving ourselves, right? That resentment. You have a deeper understanding of releasing it to Mother Nature. You have a deeper understanding that Mother Nature and Daddy Nature is greater. And not in the sense of ego, but in the sense of, though you, how do I say it? You release the control, right? You release the control of feeling like you have this, you release the control of the egotistical and egomaniac lens of power and control over other people. Okay? And there could be somebody, intimidated by your emotional understanding and your emotional maturity. You can acknowledge the fuck shit going on while still understanding that, and having faith and having hope that, the fuck shit doesn't have to be so heavy. The war, right? The violence, right? Doesn't have to be so heavy with deeper divine understanding and love. Just period. You also understand that it takes time, and it's in the divine most highest hands. It's in Mother Nature's hands. You release control of the outcome. You are only a vessel of the outcome. Okay? And, those who feel helpless, your truth helps them shift perspective. Your truth triggers them into going into soul searching, dark night of the soul energy. Okay? You have that deeper understanding. And Spirit is going to keep aligning you to people that you're meant to align with. Okay? Spirit says, stop being so resistant towards the social media love. Okay? Okay? Keep showing up as yourself, as you're called to. Right? Because you also got to transcend your resistance as well towards, social media and the propagandas and stuff like that. You got to set that aside. But also, as you are doing so, and taking your time while doing so, you're going to continue to align with people that you're meant to align with and learn from and heal with and teach in real life and nourish genuine relationship with in real life. I hope that helps. I hope it resonates. If it do, be sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe. If you need to find me anywhere, everything is in my description. Okay? I love y'all. I hope it helps. Hope it resonates. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.